That's a starter. I think Ribbon Girl stage is starter. And is that wait, where this is Masangu stage. Yeah, this jungle temple grounds. So okay, Ribbon Girl versus Lola Pop. Here we go. Game number 1. This is an interesting weapon that's been created. The triple shot that blocks your view. And ColdWeather definitely is going to like that. And we've got missiles on the other side, and
I think it's a Hydra, right? That's the triple. So there are 2 different arms. One of them shoots vertically, and it's a really good anti-air option. And I think it's called the Hydra, and the other one is Tri-Bolt or Tri-Blast, which kind of goes horizontal. And you see both these guys knowing that their opponent's going to be doing a lot of jumping, they think. So they're both picking the triple vertical arms just to make sure that they can stuff somebody trying to jump in the air.
Yep, and it looks like what's the punch on Ribbon Girl? Which punch club does she have? Is that? Oh, that's like the dark punch.
That's the dark one.
That's Dr. Coyle's punch, I think.
That's what it is, yeah.
So just solid arms all around here. The dragon shot from King Cole. ColdWeather will use this the dragon shot to create his opportunities. Good grab by Mr. M there. He likes to start with that and then try to punish off the reaction. So he sets up that beam and then he tries to follow up. And Mr. M getting back in his face, and he's got rush. He's got a shot at this one.
Yeah, ColdWeather kind of put back in the corner. It looked like Mr. M might have been able to make something happen. And it looked like he was just waiting. If he could get like 1 or 2 more hits and then pop that rush, he might have been able to take the game. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. And he figured, okay, I'm just going to keep this rush until the next game. The problem is that now ColdWeather is about 2/3 to his. So, and a lot of this game is kind of decided by who's using rush better. What makes, if you can make better use of it.
And there it is. Great meter management is important, as you said. A lot of times I'll think about that in going into a game too is if I have meter and they don't, you want to be the first. You want to get that off before they get their meter, because you can do a meter retaliation essentially. If somebody hits meter, you hit meter, and then you have a better chance of wasting theirs.
Yeah, and just to keep in mind, remember, ColdWeather has now used 2 meters, and Mr. M only used 1, and ColdWeather's almost caught up to him in terms of meters. So ColdWeather doing a better job of using that meter management thus far. The stage is kind of like a big half circle. And you can see these guys kind of both playing in the middle, playing out in the open.
Yeah, and they've gotten rid of the pillars, so that's not going to be really play into the. If this goes to match 3, it's not going to play into that. But one of the things that you talked about, the meter management, that's another reason why you can't just sit back and try to play coy in arms. You have to build a meter, because the meter is how you get your damage.
Yes.
And we've got Mr. M with it online, but look at ColdWeather, almost has it, and he knows he's got to get it off there. He does.
Wow, and I'm really surprised he didn't block. He had a lot of time to react to that before Mr. M put it through. I guess he thought that he could dodge out of the way, maybe, miss input.
Yeah.
But it looked like all he had to do was dodge that and then pop his own rush, and that would have done it.
And I think that's what he was trying to do, because he knew if he charged his dash there, it would have fully charged his rush. So, but he has it now. So he's got the rush online, and I think he's going to buy his time. He's not going to try to rush into his rush meter. He's just going to watch where Mr. M's meter is and try to react based on that, try to control neutral.
Yeah. He's got to use it pretty soon, though. Otherwise, Mr. M, again, is going to get 1 for free. Basically, with no pressure. Finally lets it rip, but unfortunately, Mr. M is able to get to the ground and block. So right now, we've got a pretty dead even game. Mr. M having a lot more meter right now to try to get that rush ASAP.
Yeah, Mr. M is starting to, I think he's starting to shake ColdWeather a little bit.
Yeah. You can see ColdWeather constantly holding that block, but is able to move around like Lola Pop can. Only character that can make that happen. He's bouncing a little bit too, but I think he's trying to stay grounded in case the rush comes out. Finally it does, and he's able to make it connect. 275 damage.
And he is in control of this match, Zach. I don't know how ColdWeather's going to bring it back. He's got to land a rush, and
he might need 2.
Now he's going to have to go really offensive, because there's only 40 seconds on the clock, and Mr. M is nearly at full health.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe he needs to sit back, be defensive, but you're right. I didn't even consider the time. That's going to be a huge detriment to him. He's got 30 seconds now to make something happen, and Mr. M almost untouched in this potentially final,
Mr. M,
the final round.
He knows it. Oh, that was his chance. He missed it. Mr. M knows all I have to do is block the rush, and I win. And that's what he's going to do. He's just going to force ColdWeather to be aggressive and make mistakes. And now he can just ride the clock out from here pretty much.
Yeah, Mr. M is barely even hitting a button. Like, he's just running around, jumping, dashing. He knows that, like, I don't think there's anything ColdWeather could do at this point. And finally the grab, whoosh. There we go. So that's game 1.
Game 1 going to Mr. M. So he loses the first match, but brings it all the way back. And the first match was pretty convincing for ColdWeather, but only the game matters, and it's game number 1 to Mr. M. And ColdWeather gonna go talk to him about the counter pick, or is he gonna switch his music? He stepped up from his chair here.
Could be any number of things, but you could. It's weird because I thought he had that second game on lock, but just very unfortunate there. He just messed up in terms of the rush, and that is what did it.
Yeah, he'll adapt. I can tell you that. ColdWeather, he's experienced veteran when it comes to competitive games. I mean, he's been playing Smash 4 since it came out, very early on. So he's years of competitive experience. And years of playing ARMS too now, especially with the hours that I know he's logged. So he's got a shot to bring this back. It definitely wasn't lopsided, but he kind of because he got the rushes blocked in that last game, let the match get out of hand. So I think that's what he's going to have to do here, and that's what it comes down to, right? If your strategy for ColdWeather, in his case, we talked about him building the meter. If your strategy is, I'm going to build up my meter tremendously and get rushes off, if you don't connect the rushes, your strategy's busted.
Yeah.
So, whereas Mr. M is kind of, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to wait, I'm going to bide it out, and I'm going to punish you for your mistakes. And he's making his strategy work a little bit better.
I mean, he said that he was known for kind of having an annoying playstyle. Self-described also. So.
Well, described by ColdWeather.
So ColdWeather said.
ColdWeather said that. So you can tell why, maybe.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I watched it. You could see it there at the last, 20 seconds, just not wanting to fight at all. Totally get it. That's what Ribbon Girl's good at, just being evasive. As we're starting out in the second game, same characters, but we're going to the lab, DNA lab, for this next game. More pillars. Yep,
more pillars. I think ColdWeather likes this option. He's going to bounce around the pillars and try to take advantage of camera locking and try to take advantage of being able to move quickly around the pillars. Good call out.
Yeah.
I love it when you start a match like that. You just I bet they're going to jump diagonally forward, and you just call it and hit them.
I love that.
That's such a bad mental way to start a match.
Starting a game with a grab, and you get hit by it, and you're like, oh god, I'm now down, 15% of my whole life.
Yeah. And there it is. ColdWeather is bouncing between the pillars here. Obviously, we have ColdWeather's perspective on the match, so it's a little easier to talk about that side. But
neither of these guys having a curving arm here, which is very important in regards to the tubes. Usually what you'll see somebody do is pull out a boomerang type arm or something like that so it can kind of curve around, but neither of these guys opting for that. And you could see ColdWeather making the most of it, really playing around this pillar, just sitting behind it, holding that block. And because of that, Mr. M's having a really hard time getting any kind of meaningful offense off. But finally, the rush is going to come out and it's going to connect.
It is. All right, so Mr. M gets the lead here. Now, if Mr. M doesn't like these pillars, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Because the pillars stay destroyed between the matches. So if he's finding that they're bothering him, and I've done this before intentionally. If I feel like I'm going to lose the first match, I'll stay as far away as possible and break pillars, just so I can set up the stage for the second and third matches to give myself a better chance.
Yeah.
But right now, it doesn't even need to do that. This is ColdWeather's counter pick, and it is pretty much dead even. It might be tied. Now it's not, but Mr. M looking very sharp right now.
Yeah, looking super good. He's trying to dance around, and right now, it does look like ColdWeather has a little bit more health, and you're going to see Mr. M trying to get a little bit more damage. And that might do it if he just backs up.
Yeah, that will do it. Oh, he's gonna burn the rush. Yeah.
Why not?
And you know what? That worked out because even if ColdWeather had blocked those first couple hits of rush,
chip damage would have been.
The chip damage would have been enough to secure the win. So he's going to go ahead and risk the second rush on getting the match win. So we'll see if that plays out in the long run for him.
That's a really interesting decision, too, because I don't know about you. I was pretty positive that he had won. I looked at the percentages, but it looked like he finally got it. But as you can tell, ColdWeather missing another rush. Has he landed a single rush this game? Maybe in the first round,
Yeah, no, he didn't hit. Not in this game. He hasn't landed the rush.
I think he's only landed one rush this entire set. In the first game, the first rush he did. After that, everything's been blocked. And I think that's going to be
here
comes back to bite him as Mr. M
brutal.
lands another one for free.
275 on the board, and Mr. M has got him worked out, man. There's nowhere for ColdWeather to hide now. There's no pillars left except the one here in the corner. And there it is. That one's gone. So he's got to greatly rethink this. I think the key is he's trying to use his mobility, and he hasn't gotten any grabs.
Yeah.
Which grabs do the most damage. So you want to try and get grabs if you can. but he just can't shake Mr. M. He just cannot shake him out of his comfort zone.
You know what I think part of it is, too? I think that Dragon Arm isn't doing him any favors. Like, I'm looking at the arms, and having the normal standard arm is super good in certain matchups, and I think that this is one of them. Obviously, you want the Biffler because it is the vertical spread to catch him jumping, as he keeps doing. He might be back in this game, but I don't think that Dragon Arm is really doing much for him. You said he uses it kind of as a setup, but you see how long it stays out. Just leaves him super vulnerable as the final rush of the set will connect. Finally landing it. Mr. M going to take it over ColdWeatherr.
That was great meter management by Mr. M. Save